Hey there, party people. Welcome back to a little bit of brag and drag brought to you by Corbin Dallas. Today I want to cover district enhancements. This is a way to increase your troop attack health, rally size, squad size. You have a lot of benefits to district enhancements, which was a feature introduced a couple updates ago. I have seen some people ask me recently how to increase their troop attack and health without having to spend a lot of money, and this is one of the ways that you can do it. So in order to get to your district enhancements, you click on your campaign and then the little gear that says district enhancements on it, and it brings you to this screen. You'll notice here there's 7 different districts. This is a little bit laid out like your castle, your interior castle city looks. There are different districts, and based on the districts have different bonuses. Okay, each one of these districts, except for the castle one, has 2 different focus areas. One focus area is towards troop attack and health, and the other one is miscellaneous benefits loosely associated with the districts that you will see in your castle. Some non-combat perk. All right, 2 things you need to understand before we get too deep into district enhancements is smithereens and shards. So we pick out the dungeon district here. We look at the first preset. You notice that you'll see right here, these are the shards required in order to upgrade. And above that is the smithereens that is required. So you have to have both. You have to have the number of shards and then enough smithereens. And shards are specific to the item you're trying to upgrade, and smithereens are like gold almost, or talent points. You can allocate them throughout, and this total value is up here on the right hand in the top. You may see the packs that come out once a week or a couple times a week that say smithereens. And that's one way to increase the number of smithereens, but you can have the maximum smithereens without having enough shards. You will not be able to upgrade anything. All right, so while we are in the dungeon district, under the attack, the most important thing here is army attack. 3 stars on red maxes out at 100%. And if you click the little icon up here, you can see that these shards are dropped from combat, meaning you can get them during DC or HDC raid waves from attacking other players. They don't drop every single time you attack a player, but they will drop during other attacks. The other thing is... All right. The other thing is that these other attacks are within the dungeon district is mercenary attack boosts. Now, one thing you can do here, one thing I really recommend doing is unlocking as many of these items as you can, because what happens is you can select on them. You have 24 of those, and these are to increase the mercenary passive Naginata mercenary passive skill, right? We don't care about that because we're not using the mercenaries for passive skills anyways at this point. So you can click on disassemble, and you'll notice these disassemble. You'll 3 smithereens for every 1 shard that you disassemble. Once you disassemble it, you do not get those shards back. They're gone forever. But for 24, I can get 72, so I'll disassemble those. 33, you get almost 100 there. So disassemble those. You notice the total up here on the right-hand side goes up. All right, so army attack. This is one of the first ones I would recommend upgrading because if you watch any of my other videos, you'll notice that I always recommend increasing bonuses that affect all troops. Rather than focusing on one troop in particular. In this case, army attack. Always good to increase that. All right, the next district we'll talk about is, oh, actually the other thing I want to say about dungeon, if you click on the right-hand side, these things, you get these from the exotic dealer. I've had this open since these have been available. I have 7 for spy mission, 3 for spy experience, and only 2 for enemy spy mission speed. Okay, these I unlocked because I went to the exotic dealer and bought some. I wanted to see if there was a different drop place for them so that I could also, or actually I haven't unlocked these, but I do have enough to unlock. If there's a lock over it, that means you do not possess enough shards to unlock it. If it says unlock, then you can unlock it. I wouldn't waste my time with any of this stuff right now. You're simply just not going to get enough for it to be beneficial. All right, the next district is Temple. And Temple is Army Health. Army Health is very important. Maximizing health, as you can tell if you play the new jousting tournament, having maximum health sets you up to win more battles. Same thing with actual combat. The only exception I might throw in there is full archer, where you want to maximize the attack. Anyways, again, combat. So you can, Army Health and Army Attack, these are loosely related. One is attack, one is health. They both have mercenary boosts here. I unlocked these because I knew that they were dropping at a pretty decent rate, so I can come in here, disassemble, and increase my smithereens, which is always helpful. All right, so that is Temple. You get those from combat, the same places that you get for Army Attack in the dungeon. And these are going to be, because the Temple is about healing. Temple is these other perks, again, exotic dealer, healing capacity, healing speed. Feel free to waste your gold buying that should you choose. All right, next up, the arena. In your city, the arena is where your champion is. Here in this district, this is where all of your melee boosts are. So you have cav, spear, sword. These are dropped from tournament. So participation in the tournament, you should always be participating. Even if you don't win a tournament match, you will get some shards. And here, I never disassemble these. You want to get these maximum as soon as you can. Also, they would come after your full army attack, your full army health. When we get to the castle or the stronghold, we want to do those also. These are always next in line after that. And the 2 things that come as non-combat are training speed, champion XP. Again, these are going to be in your exotic dealer. Fairly useless at this point until everything else is red. Then you can start messing around with these things. All right, next up, City Walls. City Walls is very appealing. You'll get these from completing the Heroic Dark Citadel, HDC. And the range maxed out is 175. Another thing I want to tell you is that anything that's maxed out, you can still disassemble if you have extra. I don't have any extra right now, but I could still slide that over and disassemble. Those disassemble at 3-to-1. You get 3 smithereens for every 1 shard that you disassemble. Siege, I'm not doing anything with siege or anything with defense effect durability, but participate in HDC, get the gold chest, build these up. All right, the other thing here, these are always good to unlock. These are some of the few that you should unlock even though you're not actually going to upgrade them at all, because you get these from gathering. Now you must gather a level 5 or higher mine in order to, a resource tile in order to get the shards. These shards you can disassemble. They do disassemble at 1-to-1. So if you have 5 shards, you get 5 smithereens. The higher you get, the more gathering you're going to have to do to make this really worth it. But it's always good to have as many sources for smithereen collection as possible, because every little bit helps. All right. Next up, the Academy. The Academy is all about your encounters. So you have attack versus encounter, health versus encounter, march size versus encounter. I've started upgrading these a little bit at a time. The march size helps with the story. Attack these are always good for barbs. It's not a must-have, but it's always a nice to have. These actually drop from martial chests when you are attacking camps, and you earn the marshal's chest. You will gain 1 box for every martial chest that you open, and they'll have some of these in them. So the more camps you hit, the more of these you get. Initially, when you're working on your other full army and your melee and your ranged, just keep disassembling these. These disassemble at a rate of 3 to 1, right? So you get 3. That's always a good way to boost up the smithereens and then get the other things maxed out. Come back here. This would be after all of your full army health, full army attack, range to melee. Then you can work on this. Also, I would work on faction. If your factions are high enough, I would max out the factions as well, and then focus on this. So kind of far down the list, but always nice to have. In the Academy, also, these 3, unlock these 3 as soon as possible. These are all earned from gathering as well. So again, 1 to 1, but every little bit helps. As you can tell, I don't gather a lot, so I don't have a whole lot there to disassemble. Next up, Royal Barracks. All these things that say limited promotion are essentially a lie. The Royal Barracks, you get these. I feel like you get them from Atlantis. You get them around a lot. I can't remember exactly where else you get them, so that's probably -1 on my video review. But anyways, I have my factions upgraded to maximum, so I increase the faction unit attack and health because they're in almost every one of my combat marches. Sometimes when you don't have enough shards to upgrade your stronghold or castle, you can come in here and upgrade these. Now, the other 2 you have here are attack on the warpath and health on the warpath. These, just disassemble those. If you are changing and adding perks based on attack or health on the warpath, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. I wouldn't spend any time doing that. Royal Barracks over here. These are, again, exotic dealers. Faction unit training speed, faction unit promotion speed. I wouldn't worry about those 2. This one here is key march speed. I haven't unlocked it because in order to buy these in the exotic dealer, you got to spend a lot of gold. March speed is critical to attacking in March of Empires, so this needs to be the next one I really focus on. I've known some players who've spent a lot of gold and either have it maxed out or have it very close to maxed out, which can be expensive, but it's a game changer as far as your attack speed, especially for the slower melee attacks such as swords. It'll help out a lot. Exotic dealer, there you go. All right, now castle. This is the big one. There are 3 different presets here that you can populate. The 3 attack and health ones are the ones that you need to have in there at all times. Unlock the other ones as soon as you can, because the beauty of these is that these disassemble at a rate of 5 to 1. So these will really drive up your smithereens and allow you to upgrade everything else. Trade march capacity and resource sending, buy, gathering speed, army load. No, unless you're a big farmer, you probably don't care about that. Get rid of those. Resource reward, probably one of the worst perks in all of the game, but I think something has to be the worst. This is probably it. Get rid of that. They recently added these two. These are versus invader. I haven't spent any time on that, but I guess that could be okay. I'm not sure why you would opt to have army health versus invaders and squad size versus invaders. Maybe just to double up. I'm not sure. These here drop kind of randomly throughout, but you can do alliance adventures, and you'll always get five boxes for the alliance adventure, which is always nice. Again, the 5-to-1 conversion rate is amazing. You have squad size and army health. You have rally size and army health, and this will be squad size and army health. So you're getting 2 health, 1 attack, squad size, rally size. Just keep those things equipped all the time. Maximize them as soon as you can, and you'll really see a lot of benefit from that. All right, so the other thing you can do is adventures. If you do a purple adventure, you get some smithereens from purple, some smithereens from the gold adventures. Adventures can be pretty expensive, but if you don't want to roll through them, you'll rack up some of the lower level, enough to do some of the lower level upgrades. Anyways, as you can see, you can really increase your overall stats if you have army attack, army health, and then all your melee and your ranged. That will really boost you up. You haven't spent any money. All the stuff you can get just by grinding and working hard at the game. Do your DC, do your HDC, do as many alliance adventures as you can in a day. Gather, convert, unlock. Good luck, march on, enjoy yourself.